Hi friends, hi world, welcome to my channel's debut. Today we will be talking about the power of appreciation. Why is sharing appreciation important? Well, appreciation is important because it is one of the fundamental ways to satisfy the human need to feel a connection with others, a sense of belonging, a sense of being accepted, and feeling valued or respected. These positive feelings result in improvements in happiness, in motivation, and performance in your work and life. So what exactly is appreciation? Well, appreciation is to share recognition or enjoyment of the behavioral qualities of another person. And so while there may be some minor differences, appreciation is very similar to gratitude and is often expressed in the form of thank yous. Well, now that we know appreciation is important, what behavioral qualities should we be looking for or be more aware of so that we can better recognize other people? Well, one thing that we can look at is the outcome or the results of someone's behavior. We could also recognize their efforts, their skills, their attitude, their personal sacrifices, or even the behavior that makes us feel admiration or inspiration. And also the emotional impact of their behavior and the social values impact of their behavior. And so then the question becomes, well, what should I recognize more of? Should I recognize the results or outcomes more? Should I recognize their effort, their attitude, skill, or other qualities? Well, we should recognize a mix of outcome, efforts, attitudes, sacrifices, the emotional and social impact, and other qualities, because over-focusing on one can de-emphasize the other. So, for example, if you only recognize outcomes, then the person might place less importance on their very valuable efforts. And this can mean that if they are assigned to a work project and they don't succeed in that project, then they might feel like a failure, even though they may have demonstrated the most exceptional effort. However, if we focus our appreciation on efforts, then that person may never fail because they always give their best effort. However, if we also focus too much on effort, then we might devalue the goal or the outcome, and eventually they might not achieve the goal. So it's important to recognize a mixture of qualities. So when should we give appreciation? Well, we should give it often. The more information we offer, it allows the other person to make better informed behavioral decisions. It should also be somewhat randomly. Too much scheduled praise can drive a person to do some things mainly for external, extrinsic rewards. If we do unscheduled praise, we engage a person's intrinsic motivation to succeed, which typically leads to longer-lasting quality behavior. And we should also give appreciation in a timely manner. So we should give it close to the time of the observed behavior so that the behavior is still fresh in that person's memory. And so this timeliness will help the other person feel your respect, your care, your admiration for them, and allow them to have greater power over the evaluation of their own actions, because it provides them the immediate opportunity to act on your praise. So how should I share appreciation? What are some ways or best methods or techniques to share appreciation? Well, one method is to use less general evaluative appreciation and use more specific descriptive appreciation. So, for example, instead of saying good job on that project, we would say, despite all the obstacles you encountered, you were able to coordinate your team's efforts to finish your project on time. So what does this do? This adds clarity to the praise for the other person. Evaluative appreciation is more of a grade or judgment to their behavior, like, you're such a good speaker, or you're a great person. Descriptive appreciation allows others the space to hear the feedback you have and maintain ownership of the evaluation of their behavior rather than having someone else grade their performance. So instead of them saying, I am happy because John thinks I did a great job, they are able to say, I'm happy with how I did because I think I did a great job. And this causes the person to be more self-reliant on how they see themselves, and also enhances the engagement of a person's intrinsic motivation to grow and succeed, leading to longer lasting quality behavior. So let's talk about some more methods to share appreciation. One method is the results, efforts, skills, and attitude method. So in this method, we describe the behavioral quality, whether that be the result, effort, skill, or attitude, or other quality we're looking at. And then we describe the positive impact of that behavior. So an example would be your patience and persistence in finding a solution for that person allowed them to go from being very angry to being super grateful for your help. Another method is the behavior plus emotional social value impact method. So in this method, we describe the behavioral quality, plus then we describe the situation if it helps to provide that context for the feedback. Plus then we describe how the behavior impacted A, your feelings or feelings of people in the group, or B, how the behavior impacted the group's social values. And then you would express your appreciation. So an example of this is, we could say, I've noticed how you consistently arrive on time to open up the store. This is so valuable to the team because not only are we able to help customers promptly, but you allow everyone on the team to feel like they can rely on you. And you promote feelings of trust, feelings that we all get to enjoy. So again, I truly appreciate your efforts. Another method that we can use is what I call the personal sacrifice method. So in this method, we would say thank you for, and then describe the behavior of the other person. Plus, then we would explain why we feel thankful. Plus, then we would say, I know you could have been, and then describe the alternative behaviors or activities that the other person sacrificed to do that behavior. And then lastly, you would say, so I really appreciate it. All right, so an example of this is we could say, John, I wanted to thank you for being so thoughtful in considering my team's needs as you completed that project. I know that incorporating our feedback probably added a bit more time into the project, and you could have spent that time elsewhere. So I, again, just sincerely wanted to let you know that I really appreciate it. All right, so the next method is appreciation with positive humor. Now, humor can be tricky to implement because we need to avoid inappropriate humor or humor that hurts another person's feelings. So to avoid this, there's some possibilities. One thing is we can ensure that the literal interpretation of the humor is positive. And if the literal interpretation is negative, then we need to make sure that the absurdity of the humor is high enough to outweigh any coarseness of the joke. Doing so will improve the likeliness of the joke being perceived in a positive manner. Alternatively, you can just create a new joke or transform the joke to make it more positive and kind. So an example of this is, first describing the behavioral quality and its positive impact. And then at the end, we could say, thanks for not sucking. Or how can I ever get to your level of bomb diggity awesomeness? Want to learn more? You can check out my recently self-published book called Emotional Intelligence: Being Confident, Overcoming Anxiety, Resolving Conflicts, Leading with Quality Motivation, Persuasion and Influence, Conversation Techniques, and How to Be Funny, which is available on Amazon and Kindle, and there's a soft copy as well. You can also visit my website and my LinkedIn. And lastly, I'd love to hear from my viewers. If you want to share what you liked, what you found helpful, or what you think could be better, you are welcome to share your comments below or like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time on Social Intelligence with Brian Yancey.